What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Hammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and it's another battle report for today in Road to ETC Salamanca. Guys, I'm trying to hurry these videos up. I'm trying to get to you as many to you as possible before I get going to a Strength in Numbers. Strength in Numbers is the next tournament I'm going to, actually this weekend. So I'm hoping to get a good chunk of the ETC ones done. Hopefully at least the ESC ones will be done. But I really want to get those ETC ones out because I enjoyed those games. They're very tactical games, and I can't wait to actually explain what happens. But I have so many games in the vault right now that I just need to get out to you guys, and I'm just trying to get them done. Anyways, this is round 3 of the ESC, and in the first round I had a 13-point win against Pete Ritter. Second round I got a 10-10 tie against Jorge. And then now in the third round I'm going against a Bloodthirster list. And this is Jose Javier Roman Marquez from Spain. He's actually just there to join the ESC. He wasn't there with any team specifically, but he knew a lot of players from the Spain team, actually from my team as well. Yeah, we're going to go over what basically happened in this game. Really quick, we're going to go over my magic. For magic, I got Pyroclastic Flow, Flaming Swords, Scorching Salvos, Cascading Fire, and then I got Raven's Wing, Twisted Effigy, and Bewitching Glare. We were going to go ahead and drop off our armies, and we ended up playing Encircle, so attacker defender scenarios. Now, the one thing about the Encircle is I ended up getting, we rolled for the scenario again, and we got fucking Breakthrough again. The third time I've gotten Breakthrough in this tournament so far. I'm like, what the hell? So as you can see, he dropped first, and he just dropped his whole army in the center. Now that ruins in the middle is not really ruins. It's actually impassable. It's a building. So basically, as you can see, I dropped most of my stuff on the right corner. And then I dropped Kupakram and the Black Orcs on the left corner because that's kind of his weak side. I figured if he wanted to go for Koopa and Kram with the Bloodthirster, that means my right side will dominate. If not, it's going to be Koopa and Kram should be able to handle some Bloodletters and Crushers and stuff, and the Black Orcs included. As you can see, let's go over his list really quick. Here's a very blurry picture. He has a unit of Bloodletters on the left, Slaughterers on the left, another unit of Slaughterers up there, 3 Crushers, the big boy himself, the Bloodthirster, the Scourge of Wrath, 5 Harpies, a Blood Chariot. Then he has over here, not a full mono Wrath list, because he has 5 or 6 flies, and then he has a character on the flies as well. He has a unit of Sirens, and then 2 units of Slaughterers. So turn 1, we're going to go over just straight to his turn, because there's not much that goes on here. Turn 1, Demons of Wrath. Turn 1. He goes ahead and he just drops his army. He goes ahead and he moves forward. He tries to avoid the building. He didn't realize it was a building. Then we looked at the map and we're like, oh shit, that's a building. Now this is another game where I have a primary Spanish speaker. So there was a little bit of a confusion going on. Not much, but a little bit of confusion going on. But not only that, but his friend right next to him was actually his translator. So we had 2 translators in this one. So that's why there was less confusion. But we got told, as soon as we got started playing, like right around this time right here, we got told we only got about an hour and 20 minutes to play the game before the place closes down, which is just like utter bullshit. This is like a worldwide singles tournament. This is a worldwide tournament. This kind of shit should not happen. I'm just telling you right now. I understand Hector, which is the organizer, had a lot of shit going on, but this just should not happen. This is a worldwide tournament. People are paying a lot of money to travel across multiple countries, multiple oceans to get here to play this singles tournament, which is supposed to be like the creme de la creme. And what ends up happening is you get told you're only going to get an hour and a half, which is not adequate enough time to get through about maybe 3 turns. Now the good news is he is playing a mono Wrath list, and the good news is I make a lot of mistakes and pretty much it'll go fast. But let's go ahead and start off turn 1 Orcs and Goblins, because not much happened. He shot at me but he missed, and it's going to go ahead and start off turn 1 Orcs and Goblins. Turn 1 Orcs and Goblins. So as you can see, I deployed mostly right side. I'll show the left side in the next picture. But so I moved the Forest Goblins. I already planned this ahead of time. I moved the Forest Goblins into the forest, basically to be stubborn in the forest. Whatever attacks him, he's going to be able to hold them for about a couple turns. So the BSB is on the corner of my Common Goblins, making sure they're in range. Zod is in within 12 inches of them as well. And I moved Zod to this side to offer a threat. I moved the Wolf Riders far enough back so they can't, or the K-Pack far enough back so they can't get charged by his flies. and unfortunately that puts me in the water. But at the same time, I mean, I'll take DTs, but it's fine. I don't really care if I take DTs. My goal right now is just to get rid of his little sirens that are chaffing me. I'm not really too worried because I'm not in range to shoot anything. The only thing I'm going to try to shoot at is his blight flies with my common goblins there. Over on this side, Koopa and Crom just angle themselves to get out of range of most of his stuff except for slaughterers, and it's going to go ahead and start off my magic phase. Magic phase, I go ahead and I throw up a bewitching glare, and I think it fails. Over here, shooting phase, I shoot the forest goblins, the spider, the cave goblins, and the common goblins all into his mountain sirens. Kill the sirens. Actually, the common goblins over here start shooting at his blight flies, and this guy tells me that they are T6. I'm going to look this up right now because I don't believe that they're T6. He was telling me they were T6, but at the same time, it's the fact that we only had an hour and 20 minutes. It couldn't really be like, oh, let me double check that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of a dickheaded move to do it anyways. But this guy was telling me they were T6. Maybe he meant the character was T6. I don't know what he meant, but I'm going to check this up really quick. Because if they're a T4, I swear to God, I can believe that they're T5. Inspired and crazy. What's this? Alright, anyways. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. It's coming up. My internet goes slow. I really need to know the answer to this. This is going to drive me nuts. Because then I asked my teammate who plays demons, is this right? And he was like, no. There's no way in hell they're T6, but I want to see if they're T4. If there's T5, I get it. Nothing really changes. Nothing really mattered. It's about the same anyways. Let's see. Sky Serpents, Igniters, Blazing Chariots, Minions of Lust. Nobody gives a rat's ass. Let's go to Pestilence. Plaguelings, Plague Beasts, Blight Flies. Oh, they're T5. So yeah, T5 doesn't really matter too much. It's the same. It's about the same. I need 6 to wound. Anyways, get a couple wounds off over on the flies, not much, and it's gonna go ahead and start off turn 2 Demon Legions. Turn 2 Demon Legions. He's going for a Hail Mary. He's charging the long charge with the Blight Flies and the Crushers into my common goblins. I believe he needed like a 9, or not a 9. He needed like an 11 to get in. He fails to get in with both. So he moves the Furies up to get the Scourge out. For some reason, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, for some reason he's scared shitless that the Spider is going to kill his Scourge, which I know for a damn fact. The Scourge kills my Spider, right? He swings first, he gets 8 attacks, he's going to hit me on 3s, re-rolling and doing 3s again, and then wounding on 2s, maybe 3s. He's going to kill my Spider. I can't kill his Scourge in one go. He moves his chariot up. He's going to shoot the hell out of the Spider anyways. And basically that's how it looks. Over, I think the other side, he charged into Koopa and got in. So basically, yeah, shooting phase. He shoots the cannon, hits the Spider, max wounds, 4 wounds. Alright. Over here, he goes ahead and swings. Koopa ends up killing off 2 of his... He first challenged. That was the first thing he did, was he challenged. And then he's like, no, wait. I was like, fine, I'll take a challenge, no problem, because I'll do, you know, a couple wounds, stomp, all that shit, and then, you know, he'll be steadfast, but it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't really matter anyways. So he charges in. He ends up getting 1 wound off, lethal strike into Koopa. Koopa kills off 2 guys. Koopa sticks. Doesn't matter. It's going to go ahead and start off my turn, Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Like I said, this is going to fly by just because of the fact that we were on an hour and 20 minute time limit and we were just rushing the game. So Crom charges in to join in the fight with Koopa, which is awesome. I already know that's a dead slaughterer unit. Now, this is a really interesting scenario, okay? I'm going to go back to this picture here. Those harpies, I mean, nothing in his army can flee. Alright, so he's trying to see if he could chaff and get his Bloodthirster into combat. What I end up thinking of is trying to get past the Bloodthirster. If I could get past the Bloodthirster, I could kill his backlines in 1 turn or 2, and then his Bloodthirster has to waste time to turn around, and then there'll be more guys against the Bloodthirster. Not only that, it'll allow me plenty of turns to shoot him. So that was my goal. Alright, so I go ahead and I call out the Wog. I charge in. Let's go back to this picture. I charge in Zod into the freaking Harpies. I charge in the A-Rock into the Harpies. I charge in the K-Pack into the Harpies. And the way I do is I spread them out like this, as you can see in this picture here. So that way when I overrun, The A-Rock will charge into the flies. Zod will charge all the way into the bloodletters in the back, and the K-Pack will hit the same units. There's just one that's slightly ahead of the other, right? I use my Wolf Riders to chaff up his Crushers on this side so that my Common Goblins have another turn of shooting, and I move my Forest Goblins out of the way just a bit. Did I move them? Yeah, I should have been able to move on. What happened? I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I think I cheated a little bit where I moved my Forest Goblins ahead of time. I don't know why. I was able to do that. Doesn't make sense at all. Maybe I charged around. I think I charged around it. That's what happened. Yeah, I charged around it, and then the Forest Goblins just move around. That's what happened. Nobody's cheating. Anyways, Magic Phase, I got 12 Power Dice. I go ahead and I do like a Fireball to these guys. Does a wound. Is it a Fireball? I don't even know why I did a Fireball to these guys. I don't know what this was, actually. It might have been a Scorching Salvo. I think I did do a Scorching Salvo. I did a Scorching Salvo. Hits one wound here. Does a wound here. Kills off one of the flies. Doesn't do shit to Big Papa. Oh, it does. It does one wound onto the Scourge. And then that's about it. That's all that really happened. I go ahead and I do Stupidity onto his giant Scourge. And the reasoning for this is I'm just hoping that even though I'm going to get the overrun and all that he fails a Stupidity check and just he has no BSB, so he'll just stumble forward and do nothing for a turn. It's kind of a Hail Mary, but I have 12 Power Dice. I could do this stuff. That's all that really happened in Magic. Everything else kind of got stopped. Magic Phase, I go ahead and or Shooting Phase, I go ahead and I shoot all the Forest Goblins into the Blight Flies. I don't think I do. I actually kill off one fucking Blight Fly. That is fucking awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Over here, Close Combat. Crom goes in, does impact hits, kills maybe one guy. Okay. So then he goes ahead and he's swinging first, or simultaneously with Koopa. So he goes ahead and he swings everything that he can into Koopa. Okay? He gets off 2 lethal strikes and then like 2 other wounds. I save a couple armors. I don't save any of the ward saves. He fucking kills Koopa. Motherfucker. Koopa and Crom go back and kill pretty much the whole unit. Pops the unit. Oh, this just kind of is heartbreaking to me because I needed Koopa here to kill this next unit, and now it's just Crom. What the fuck? Alright, over here, Close Combat. So the impact hits alone just wipes out, and I mean wipes out the Harpies, right? So I overrun with the Spider, and not thinking too much about it. I mean, the one thing is they would have been able to hold the flies no matter what. But what ends up happening here, this is I stick out way too much with the Spider. I should have charged the Forest Goblins in if I wanted this combat to happen today. You know what I mean? Right? Like right now. But I'm hoping that maybe the Scourge fails the leadership check on the Stupidity. The answer is, it's going to start off his turn 3. Turn 3, Demon Legions. He doesn't fail the Stupidity. He gets the Stupidity. He charges the Bloodthirster in, and he charges the Chariot in. Now, the Chariot is an illegal charge, and we had this conversation over and over and over again. Basically, the Chariot cannot wheel past Zod, because once he clips the Spider, he has to fishtail over. And the fishtail ends up hitting Zod. Which I'm like, it doesn't, like, he wasted like 10 minutes doing this. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Because the Bloodthirster alone is going to kill the shit out of the Spider. Alright? So, what happened over here? Oh, I think this was from him killing the dogs. And he failed his overrun check and just ran this way. I don't know what this is. This is a clusterfuck over here. Yeah, what was that? I think that's exactly what that was. Killed the dogs, and he couldn't really overrun, and he basically clustered himself. Yeah, we're just going straight to combat. Close Combat, he ends up killing the Spider, no problem. Like I said, the fucking Scourge just deletes the unit. Deletes whatever it fights, right? Now, up here, this is the biggest bullshit that happens the whole game. Oh, by the way, he overran towards, I think, yeah, he killed the Spider, but he overran anyways and took a DT for the Bloodthirster going into the forest. Don't know why that happened. I think he was just trying to get to my closer to my wizards. I'm not sure. But here's the biggest bullshit I'm going to call this whole game. Zod and the K-Pack charged into his blood letters. Okay? I'm going to go back to this picture here where you can kind of see them all hitting the blood letters in the back. Now, I get 46 strength 5 impact hits plus 4. And not only that, one of those guys on the chariot is Zod, which is going to attack before these guys, hitting him on 3s, wounding him on 2s. I'm not kidding, I roll probably about 14 or 15 wounds. After he does his demonic ward saves of a 5-up ward save, I only killed 5. I repeat, I only killed 5. He ward saved at least 11 ward saves, 11 5-ups. I am not fucking kidding you. What the fuck? And then not only that, he swings back and he just shreds apart all my chariots. So now he does 12 wounds onto my chariots. I did 5 to him. He's going to win combat huge. Not only that, he charged in. I charged in. That equals out. But Zod is going to run. Zod runs through his Bloodthirster, through the forest, takes 2 DTs, and ends up on this side. And these guys end up over here. This was not supposed to happen, guys. This was just not supposed to happen. I was supposed to be able to blow through that unit, pop the other unit out of combat res, or even if that unit didn't pop in combat res, got close to it, then Zod would have been able to take out the cannon or the flies, and that would have been pretty much a much bigger win. It was, again, this was not a bad strategy. This was me trying to get away from that Bloodthirster, right? And hold up his other real combat blocks. Okay, anyways. Over here, close combat, I charged Kramen. Kramen does charge, impact hits, does a couple wounds. He has a big flank. I think I did the rear charge on this unit here. And, maybe. I don't remember what I did, which one I hit. But anyways, they crumble a little bit, but they don't die. And Krom's going to hold there. It was the flank of his... Was it the flank? I don't know what unit. Oh, I remember what it was. I charged in. This is my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn, whatever this is. Turn 3, turn 4, turn 3. So I charge in, which was a total flank. Total flank. After I touch in, after I move the model, he's like, no, it wasn't a flank. It was a front. There's no real way to prove this either. That's the part that sucks. I'm pretty sure I'm on the guy's flank. I'm going to go ahead and pull this picture up here. Hell yeah, I was on the guy's flank. Look at this. Look at this picture here. I was in his flank. And he was like, no. It's not a flank. It's a front. So he goes ahead. I was just like, again, I'm not arguing. I'm already kind of like, this is bullshit because I fucking did 14 wounds and he ward saved like 11 of them. So I just charged the front with Crom, which I would normally not even do with that because it's like, there's no point in me charging in when I'm not going to get that extra combat res to pop the unit. Right? So, but I do hold up from him attacking my common goblins. Okay. He pulls that move again on me, by the way. So, Zod rallies. I move my forest goblins sideways to shoot the holy hell into the Bloodthirster. My whole goal right now is a bubble flaming sword. I have my forest goblin, or I have my Baxter the Pyromaniac in the unit of cave goblins. I have Zod about to get knocked the fuck out. Magic Phase got, I don't know how many dice. Go ahead and I do the bubble flaming sword. He tries to stop it. It goes off. And holy fuck. We're going to shoot a bunch of shots. Like 100 shots into this Bloodthirster. And hopefully it fucking dies. So first off, I'm going to release the Cownado. I roll the dice. Now, I am about 5 to 6 inches away from the Bloodthirster. So all I got to do is roll like a 6 or, above to hit the Bloodthirster with either Fanatic. Right? I roll the Cownado. Goes in the forest, dies from DTs. Okay. Roll the second Fanatic, it rolls a 4. And stops right short of the Bloodthirster. Killed a couple of my goblins, but did not even touch the Bloodthirster. Okay, shooting phase. I'm going to go ahead and shoot all these shots. All the fucking tomahawks into him. All the common goblin shots into him. All the fucking cave goblin shots into him. I only get off 2 wounds that go through all his armor and ward save. Everything else he blocks with armors and wards. Fight with Crom, he ends up putting up a wound. I do maybe a wound or two. I don't even know. We're going to stick there for a turn. And it's going to go ahead and start off his turn. And he charges the flies into the flank of the goblins. He's going to charge the chariot into the flank of the goblins. He charges his bloodthirster into Zod. Takes another DT. Moves the other guys over because it's breakthrough. And no, he doesn't take the DT. And that's how it looks. Yeah. So close combat, he goes ahead and he deletes Zod. Yep. He kills a shit ton of my forest goblins, but they stick because they're stubborn in the forest. And then he overruns into my forest or my cave goblins, which he does take a DT. He takes another DT. No, he had to take 8 DTs, or yeah, I think it's 8 DTs, and he passed them all of them, because he charged into Zod and he overran past Zod into these guys, and he passed them all. I mean, I just have like no luck this game, none whatsoever. So it's Orcs and Goblins turn 4 or 5. Like I said, there's just a lack of pitches because we're on a time constraint. I charge the flank of his crushers with my common goblins. I need a 10 on 2 dice. I roll it. I get in. I run to the flank, and then he goes ahead and he pulls the same move again where he's like, that wasn't a flank. Now, I will pull up this picture again, right here. Okay? Here you go. This is the picture. You could see I'm in the fucking flank. You could see I pretty much have line of sight. You could draw a straight line from my goblins. Up there, I have line of sight. Not much, but I can. I have a line of sight. Well, since I already moved the guys in and I already got the flank, that's when he decides to say, you don't have line of sight. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I definitely do. He's like, no, you don't. And so we argued, and again, I'm at this point where I'm just like, dude, there's no point of fucking playing this. Like, I'm already losing. There's no way in hell I'm going to recover, and I'm not even going to get those last 2 wounds off on the Bloodthirster. Guys, it's the Shy Ambulance. I'm like, there's just no way I'm going to get the extra 2 wounds on the Bloodthirster. I hate playing Bloodthirsters. It's just such a... like, it just destroys my army. And the one thing is I needed the common goblins to fight the Bloodthirster, not the cave goblins. So I charge in, and I'm like, he's arguing with me, and I decide, you know what, fuck it. If it's a big deal, I'm just gonna say that I needed to get into the flies. I get into the flies. Magic phase. I got 10 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up cascading fire. Throw it onto these guys fighting the flies. I go ahead and I do a Scorching Salvo bubble, kill off a couple of these guys, not that it matters. And in close combat, I challenge him with a Witchcraft Doctor. He kills the Prophet, and it doesn't matter. I don't pass my Steadfast. He chases me off the fucking table, still passes all his DTs. He's already taken a total of 16 dice rolls for DTs and only took 1 wound from anything. Over here, close combat, my Fanatic actually, I think this was my shooting phase. My Fanatic over here ran into our combat, pops out the other side, and kills a bunch of Forest Goblins, or kills off like one of his guys, kills off one of my guys, but nothing really happened. Close combat, didn't even matter. I just said, you know what, he killed off like 11 of my guys. I'm like, let me just check my break check. I fail it. My guys run. That's the end of the game, man. This is just... I couldn't even do any wounds. I couldn't even do wounds to the flies at all because they're fucking T5. Oh, this was a brutal game, man. I think we are stuck in this combat for 2 rounds, but like I said, it was just a lack of pitchers. This is it's annoying. It's annoying to look back at the video and see that I had the angles. I had the angle with Crom and I had the angle with the common goblins, and both times he was like, no you don't, no you don't. And it's just, again, it was like, I'm not one to argue over it. I'm like, if it's wrong, it's wrong, and I'll play it the right way, but obviously it was right. I had fucking pictures as proof. Oh man. Anyways, and then again, it's the language barrier there too. But I'm glad I got to look at these pictures and not think that I'm just like a horrible player. I'm glad that I actually was able to look at this and see that I wasn't wrong for calling them out both times. But it was a massacre. The Orcs and Goblins got their ass kicked. I got 0 points. He got the breakthrough, even though my Black Orcs were sitting on his side of the objective. He got at least 2 units into my side. I mean, it was just bad luck after bad luck, and I don't ever blame bad luck. I don't ever say, oh, it was the dice. But dude, Koopa got killed by some chump bloodletters. Fucking Zod Zod in the K-Pack did fucking 14 or 15 wounds easily, and I only killed 5 guys. I fucking shot 100 flaming sword shots into the Bloodthirster. Not even 100, it was 120. Okay, because I got tomahawks that are doing double taps. And he only takes 2 wounds. I fucking threw a fanatic through the trees into him and doesn't even reach him. I mean, there was just like nothing I could do. There was just nothing at all that was going to net me this win. And in all honesty, if I would have got the common goblins into the flank of his crushers, I would have killed the crushers, and I would have been sitting pretty on the other side of the table, and I actually would have had points. I probably would have got a couple points out of this game instead of walking out with a 0. So it's just like shit after shit after shit, man. It was a shitty game. It's frustrating. Anyways, Anyways, guys, hoping you enjoy. Just looking at my message from work here. I'm hoping that basically that you guys are enjoying my videos. I enjoy making them. I have a couple more games in ESC coming up. I have one against a French player. I cannot pronounce his name. Let's see. It's like Lake Liu. I don't know, something like that. Then I have one more game against another Spaniard, Jose Ramon Rico, and then after that we start the ETC games where we play Norway first. But I'm going to go ahead and try to pump them out as fast as I can. Guys, hope you enjoyed this. Leave any comments or feedback. I love the comments and feedback. It lets me know what I could do to improve my game next time, as well as whatever you guys have to say. I like just reading feedback on the game itself. And then I don't think I fixed the memory card till the ETC day. I don't think so. I think I did ESC with just low memory on the memory card. But anyways, yeah, MVP. Crom. Nobody deserved the MVP here, man. Fucking everybody got their asses kicked. I think the only one who really got a worthy note was Crom, because Crom actually stayed alive until a certain point. But didn't matter. Anyways, guys, he kills Crom, by the way, by combat res, by a banner. So, guys, I will see you next time. Man, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, if you guys enjoy my channel, you can always show your support by going to Patreon. I'll leave the Patreon link down below. Anything helps. $1 to $2 to $5, $10, whatever you guys feel. Basically, my entertainment is worth to you, or nothing, because I get a lot of nothing. But everything helps because I spent a lot of money getting out there to ETC, and I'm just hoping to give you guys better battle reports, because I know a lot of them are choppy right now, and I'm trying to do better with it because I just had the lack of pictures. But guys, till next time, game against Lake Liu, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.